unfiltered story.
She saw I wasn't paying attention and started dedicating things to me, including a rap number.
Which music legend was it? Find out this week on Jeopardy!
Weekdays at 4:30, brought to you locally by North Star Mohican Casino Resort.
Attention homeowners. Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Is your home worth less than you owe? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need to call this number right now. It won't cost you anything to find out if we can help you. We are the Mortgage Defense Line, and we can help you save your home. Don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-970-8640. That's 1-800-970-8640.
Attention Medicare customers with diabetes. Now you can stop the painful pricking of your fingers with a continuous glucose monitor, and they're covered by Medicare if you qualify. Call right now for free information.
Straight ahead, a local conservation plan was shot down in November. We'll tell you the state senator's reason for blocking it.
Plus, the final report has been released for the 2018 Superior explosion. We'll explain the carelessness investigators found.
And a national program is teaching people how to treat cardiac arrest. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
News Watch 12 with Dan Hagan, Jessica Jukic, and Jeff Weller.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 5. I'm Dan Hagan.
And I'm Jessica Jukic. Over the past year, the Conservation Fund has been working to receive easements on the 70,000-acre Pelican River Forest, most of which is in eastern Oneida County.
It would be the largest conservation effort in state history. But in November, the State Joint Finance Committee sent a memo to the DNR stating that an anonymous legislator objected to the DNR's plan to use Knowles Nelson's funds for the project. Newswatch 12 recently learned that State Senator Mary Falskowski of Tomahawk objected to the DNR plan. Our own Kyle Pozorski has more on that tonight from Madison. Kyle?
Good evening. It was yesterday when I sat down with State Senator Mary Falskowski to ask what her involvement was in the Joint Finance Committee's decision. This is what she had to say.
So I'll be real honest, and I'm going to throw it out there right now. I voted to hold it up.
Senator Falskowski's comments came minutes before Governor Evers was sworn in for a second four-year term. She says she's heard from residents in the town of Monaco who raised concerns over the proposed project.
It takes 69% of the land mass in the town of Monaco and makes it so it's never developable into perpetuity.
Part of the senator's concerns stem from a need to keep land available for development to attract potential young buyers.
They want to buy land and build. They want to buy land and recreate. And guess what? They're competing with the state of Wisconsin to do that. We're taking this away from our youth. If you want to live up there, you want to buy 80 acres to hunt on, you want 80 acres to build a cabin with your family, can't do it because you can't find it.
Falskowski says she is not opposed to owning state land in Wisconsin, but will rather see it near population centers. In this legislative session, which has just begun, it is likely that we will see a meeting, which the JFC said they will do, but a date has not yet been set. In Madison, Kyle Pozorski, Newswatch 12.
Well, Jeff, a wintry weather day out there today.
Yeah, plenty of snow, some ice, some freezing drizzle will continue through tonight and into tomorrow.
Is it going to make the roads a little treacherous?
Roads are slippery. Still, we have advisories posted through tomorrow morning, and then it'll get better tomorrow night into the day on Friday. Let's go outside now, and lots of mailboxes look like this as we have that wintry mix of freezing rain, sleet, and some snow. It kind of pelts you in the face outside right now. That will continue for several more hours tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. We're not done with the system quite yet. In fact, here's the radar. Mostly snow across the UP currently, but in here, there is some drizzle, little ice pellets in there as well that will continue as the actual low is right down here across parts of Iowa, and it's not moving, right? It's going to do this for another day or two across our area. That will keep the mixed precipitation coming into tomorrow night, most likely, from this big storm system across our region. Now, most of the moisture is pushing off into the east of us, but still, we'll get some wraparound moisture tonight and throughout the day tomorrow to give us some light snow. Thus, advisories do continue into tomorrow. This is a winter weather advisory. You know what to do. The roads are ice covered in many spots, so just be careful out there driving tonight, sidewalks as well. Our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly cloudy skies, some areas of freezing drizzle and some light snow, maybe an inch or two of snow with low temperatures down near 25. Your full forecast is coming up. Dan, Jessica.
Wisconsin wildlife officials are giving people more time to comment on their new wolf management plan. The state DNR released their first new wolf plan in almost 25 years in November. The plan doesn't include a specific statewide population goal, recommending instead monitoring local populations of wolves. DNR officials initially planned to take comments for 60 days until January 10th. The agency has now extended that deadline to midnight of February 28th. Agency officials say they'll consider all feedback as they make revisions before submitting the plan to the Natural Resources Board for approval.
Despite fears of a possible recession, manufacturers in Northeast Wisconsin have a positive outlook for 2023. The Northeast Wisconsin Manufacturing Alliance released its 2023 Manufacturing Vitality Index report last month. It found that 99% of the 122 surveyed companies believe they'll have a financially healthy time this year, and 71% think sales will increase. A majority of the companies surveyed also reported plans to make investments in facilities and recruit in 2023 and beyond. In the 2023 Outlook report, 75% of respondents say they plan to invest in plant modernization or facility upgrades, which is up from 46% in 2013. About 1 in 3 respondents say their company plans to expand in Wisconsin in the next 12 to 24 months.
Federal regulators have determined that a lack of safeguards during a maintenance shutdown led to a 2018 explosion at an oil refinery in Superior, Wisconsin. The U.S. Chemical Safety Board released a final report last week on the April 2018 explosion. The blast injured 36 workers, and fears of a hydrofluoric acid leak forced 2,500 residents to evacuate. Investigators determined that the facility failed to put in place proper safeguards.
New details are being released in the January 6th Capitol investigation. The former Republican Party of Wisconsin chair is claiming Senator Ron Johnson suggested lawmakers, not voters, should pick electors. In newly released testimony, the former Republican Party of Wisconsin chair Andrew Hitt told the Congressional Committee about his December 7, 2020 interaction with Johnson. Hitt says he held a conference call that day with county GOP chairs and pushed back against false claims of illegal vote dumps in Milwaukee on election night. It says Johnson called him after saying, quote, "We need to have our legislator choose the electors." Hitt then texted State Republican Party of Wisconsin Executive Director Mark Jefferson about the call. Johnson says he has no recollection of the phone call with Hitt.
Different day, same result for House Republicans. Despite their majority, the GOP failed to elect a Speaker of the House for a second day. Kevin McCarthy could not get to the 218 votes needed after 6 votes over the last 2 days. Republican Florida Congressman Byron Donalds received 20 votes, while Democrats stayed united in voting for Hakeem Jeffries. The House is expected to reconvene at 7 p.m. tonight. In the meantime, the House cannot vote on anything or hold committees. Even with the immediate availability of medical care, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin is still in critical condition after suffering cardiac arrest on the field.
Without that care, chances of survival is greatly reduced. Uba Ali reports on one program that has been placing defibrillators in schools for 2 decades.
More than 2 decades ago, after the tragic death of 17-year-old Adam Lemmel, change continues across the country. The Whitefish Bay basketball player collapsed and died in 1999 from a cardiac arrest during a game.
From this came the idea of having schools prepared for cardiac emergencies.
Adam's father, in partnership with Children's Wisconsin, created Project Adam, which stands for Automated Defibrillators in Adam's Memory.
In an emergency situation, medical personnel say having an automated external defibrillator, also known as an AED, can save a life.
There have been over 200 lives saved through direct and I would say indirect actions from Project Adam.
Medical director of Project Adam, Dr. Anup Singh, says the goal of the program is to get people prepared to respond. That includes looking for warning signs like fainting or dizziness with exercise, excessive fatigue and chest pain, or discomfort with exercise.
Recognizing those signs is step 1. Calling for emergency help is step 2. And then being a bystander who can intervene by doing CPR is a very important third step in this. And that's followed by having a defibrillator available.
In Wisconsin, more than 450 schools have gone through Project Adam training and become a heart-safe school. Nationwide, more than 4,000 schools are prepared to reduce the risk of sudden death. Dr. Singh says having all interventions in place can buy precious time.
Every minute without all those interventions decreases someone's chance of survival by 7%.
While so much has changed for the better since 1999, Dr. Singh says expanding to communities and sports clubs is the next step.
The FDA is updating what businesses can sell abortion pills. We'll tell you more on the potentially increased availability for those.
And a Northwoods icon will soon be getting a new look. We'll give you the behind-the-scenes look at making Snowmy Cromer's hat. After weather with Jeff.
Get up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of furniture and mattresses must go. Lowest prices around on recliners, sofas, mattresses, and lots more. Slumberland Furniture.
Carpet City. Uh-oh. Did your holiday hosting create a couple extra stains in your carpet? Or do you just need an update for your old flooring? Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and start your year off right with free carpet installation. That's right, free carpet installation. If money is a little tight, Carpet City Flooring Center can help make your project affordable with interest-free financing. Get your free carpet installation today.
Carpet City. Our prices will floor you.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Emmer Properties leases office, storage, and manufacturing space, as well as apartments, duplexes, and homes. We are your first call, your last call, your only call for your rental or lease needs.
The Northwoods provides plenty of beauty year-round, and the weather events that develop can produce some amazing photos. Submit yours online at WJFW's weather photo section on the website to share with the WJFW weather team.
Up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of merchandise must go. Lowest prices around on mattresses, rugs, bar stools, sectionals, accent chairs, and more at Slumberland Furniture.
Well, the atmosphere is all stirred up across the Great Lakes and Midwest. This is an area of low pressure, a very strong one, by the way. It's lacking lots of moisture now, though. Most of that's kind of pushed off to the east of us, tied into the Gulf of Mexico. For us, though, there's still some wraparound moisture, and this thing is going to sit and spin over us tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. Not really getting out of here until about this time tomorrow night. So what you see out there now is we're going to get more of that with that light drizzle, some light freezing drizzle, some fog, and also some light snow showers that have added like another inch or so across our region today into tonight. So visibility is down. We're at a half mile further north. That's moderate snow falling there. Most of this, though, is just some drizzle, some light snow, and that will continue tonight and through much of tomorrow. It's adding up slowly, but like really slowly. So overall, with road conditions hovering near freezing, this is sticking and making things a bit slippery, especially along and north of Highway 8. So walking you through it. So here is tonight and tomorrow morning as well. Same thing, right? It's going to sit and spin over us, and it's got enough moisture in there where you get under a snow band for an hour or two, and you could see a quick inch or two of snowfall, and it's not getting out of here until late tomorrow night. So thus the advisories are still posted. This is a winter weather advisory for most locations north of Highway 29. We're talking about your tax dollars saying, hey, the roads are kind of messy. Be careful out there tonight and throughout the day tomorrow with that snow continuing. Further south, though, mostly rain and drizzle across parts of southern Wisconsin and central Wisconsin. Included near is Waupaca County, Portage County, and now Marathon County. Mostly rain in those areas today because temperatures are just above freezing. Looking outside now here in Minocqua, we have some snow falling and also that glaze on the roadways, some fog in there, some freezing fog too. So, you know, there are slippery areas tonight on untreated roadways, especially on sidewalks that have that ice glaze and then a little bit of light snow on top of the glaze. Okay, so right now in Rhinelander, it's 31, cloudy at the airport with a northeast breeze around 7 and a dew point there at 28. This air is very saturated. There's fog forming out there right now. Over in Wausau, it's 34 for you, so slightly above freezing. Some drizzle in the air, a northeast breeze around 9, and that dew point there of 30. So again, temperatures around the Horn have low 30s here to mid 30s here, and that's the difference, right? Winter weather advisory here, just plain old drizzle over there. Roads are fine across central Wisconsin, just wet. Roads are snow-covered and icy across far northern Wisconsin with that ice and snow across our region there. Going forward, temperature-wise, though, so 28 tomorrow. So whatever is wet out there now is likely going to freeze and stay frozen tomorrow. 24 Friday, 20 Saturday. The average high about 24, 25. We'll be at that or above that the next 7 to 8 days across our neck of the woods. Okay, so our snowpack, is taking a bit of a hit, right? There's still plenty to play on, but overall, we could use some more snow. And after any snow we get tonight or throughout the day tomorrow, maybe an inch or two, we're not going to have any in the forecast through the weekend and through much of next week. So our forecast then for tomorrow, we're talking about some light snow in here again, with temperatures a bit cooler tomorrow, back in the upper 20s further south, same story. Light snow showers, some drizzle, especially through the afternoon, with high temperatures right near 32 as well. Our forecast then tonight, though, is that freezing drizzle, some sleet, and some snow. Maybe an inch or two of snow if you get under a snow band tonight, with low temperatures down near 25. For tomorrow, all right, Thursday already, scattered light snow showers, especially through about noon or so, with a high temperature a bit cooler near 28. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwood Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow that wintry mix gets in here. But then we dry out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all dry, with temperatures hanging out in the 20s. Dan and Jessica?
The FDA is expected to make a regulatory change to allow for the sale of an abortion pill at retail pharmacies. The drug mifepristone is the first of 2 drugs administered in a medical abortion regimen. Previously, it was only available through mail-order pharmacies or by specially certified doctors or clinics. With the new FDA regulation, women will still need a prescription, but the number of pharmacies that can offer the drug will be more widely available, as long as they follow rules put in place by the FDA. CVS Pharmacies said in a statement that it's reviewing the updated requirements.
Frequent use of social media could be changing teenagers' brains. That's according to a study by neuroscientists at the University of North Carolina. Teens who check media platforms often are more likely to be sensitive to general social rewards and punishments. Over a 3-year period, the kids in the study reported their social media behaviors and underwent imaging of their brains. Those who check social media more often showed greater neural sensitivity in parts of the brains, while those who check social media less showed less sensitivity. It's unclear whether that's a good or bad thing. A lead researcher says that while the study showed a strong correlation between social media habits and greater sensitivity to feedback, it cannot say for sure if one is causing the other. With the new year comes a new style. Minocqua's Snowy Cromer is getting just that.
Well, not quite. Snowy has done his signature red hat since 2010, but after this winter, the 40-foot snowman will have a new hat. Snowy Cromers have a lifetime warranty, and apparently it even applies to their largest sizes. Snowy's original size 96 hat was created by Bob Jacquart, chairman of Stormy Cromer up in Ironwood. Bob recalls putting Snowy's hat on for the first time.
They originally made the top part too large, so there was a lot of chipping of ice to get the hat on it. So that was, and to climb up there, we didn't have a boom truck, and it was, I can just remember, it's like standing on an icy 3-layer cake.
Snowy's hat was made heavy-duty canvas and required the use of the company's specialty machinery to handle the large-scale project. 1 yard of fabric makes 7 Stormy Cromer hats, but Snowy's hat took 20 yards, which is 140 times bigger than the average hat.
We have ideas on improvements for the brim, and I'd like to almost make another one for them this summer. I'm going to get a hold of the chamber and see if we can talk about making an improved one.
The new hat will be the same signature red and will include an improved brim. If you haven't had the chance to see Snowy and his red hat, he's located on Highway 51 just south of Minocqua, outside the Let's Minocqua Visitors Center.
The Merrill Area Public Schools is hosting a fun event for the whole family. The Family Fun Day is coming back later this month. There'll be free activities including snowshoeing, sledding, and cross-country skiing. They'll also have tours of the Animal Museum and Wisconsin Logging History Museum. They'll have free food along with free equipment rentals. It will take place on Saturday, January 21st at the Map School Forest from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Milwaukee Brewers are the only team left in the MLB to not sign a free agent this season.
However, the front office has still been busy. Coming up on Newswatch 12, Saul Meyer will be here to tell us about the newest weapon the team just acquired.
It's your last chance to ring in the new year with a new appliance from Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to $700 on Frigidaire packages. Washer and dryer pairs start at $10.99. Over-the-range microwaves start at $229. And free platinum delivery. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Bag sale. 15% off. So I was thinking we could fix up a few things around here. New cordless drill, so we can finally hang those pictures. LED bulbs, that'll help with the electric bill. Picked up some toothpaste for us. Always need batteries. New coat of paint for the mudroom. And finally, something to unclog that basement sink.
The bag is back. Hurry in and get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag now at Menards.
There's a reason we're called People's State Bank and not the first bank of this or the big bank of that. It's because we share this community and the values that make it better and dream that our kids and yours will grow up happy. We know these roads as well as you do, and we're glad to travel them with you. When you think about it, it's really pretty simple. We're your kind of people. We just happen to be bankers. And that, more than anything, is what brings us together.
Bam! My accident? My accident happened in a second.
My settlement? That's taking a really long time.
If you've been injured in an accident and need money now while your case settles, call Oasis today. We'll work with your attorney, and if you're approved, get you $500 to $100,000 in as little as 24 hours. If you lose your case, you don't have to pay Oasis back, ever. Applying for Oasis Express Cash is easy and takes 3 minutes. Call Oasis now or go online to apply.
It's your last chance to ring in the new year with a new mattress from Furniture and Appliance Mart. Right now, save over $1,300 instantly on Beauty Rest Select mattresses. Or get 5 years no-interest financing on all Purple and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Ending soon at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
The Milwaukee Bucks were able to get their revenge on the Washington Wizards last night after beating them 123 to 113. But you know what they say, rest is for the weak. And the Bucks have to travel to another country just 1 day later to take on the Toronto Raptors in Canada. This is the first game since Giannis Antetokounmpo scored a career-high 55 points and is looking to carry that momentum and create another winning streak for his team. Head coach Mike Budenholzer is impressed with how his star player has performed this season, as he should be.
He's been kind of playing with this kind of determination, this kind of, just willing us in games. Tonight we were able to win it, and, he's just been phenomenal.
While Giannis' scoring has been impressive this season, Budenholzer is more impressed with his unselfish style of play that he showed off last night as well.
I thought the pass to Javon that then led to Connaughton's corner three. Javon kicks it to Brooke. Thought that was a big play and, unselfish, the right read, in transition. He makes a nice little pass for the layup. He's just, doing everything.
The Bucks and Raptors game will tip off tonight at 6:30. The Green Bay Packers have their regular season finale this Sunday at Lambeau Field against the Detroit Lions, where the stakes are as high as ever. It's win or go home for the Packers as they control their own destiny after all hope seemed lost earlier in the year. Both the Lions and the Packers are 8-8, and if Green Bay wins, they're in the playoffs. However, the Lions can qualify if they win and the Seattle Seahawks lose their game at home against the LA Rams. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur says that the Lions, who have been a historically bad franchise, have showed glimpses of turning their franchise around.
You have to learn how to win, and I think they've done that, and that's what makes them so dangerous. And I think with every win, there comes a little bit more confidence, a little bit more belief that no matter what the circumstances are, that you're going to be able to fight through it.
The Packers will host the Lions this Sunday night on NBC. The Milwaukee Brewers have been the only franchise in the MLB to not spend any money in free agency. However, that doesn't mean that General Manager Matt Arnold and the rest of the front office haven't been making moves. They made a big one today as the Milwaukee Brewers have officially acquired right-handed pitcher Bryce Wilson from the Pittsburgh Pirates for cash considerations. Wilson has a 9-17 career record and a 5.54 ERA in 56 games. That includes 43 starts. We'll be right back after the break.
portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
Northwoods Firearms in Crandon. We sell anything freedom. Firearms, ammunition, parts and accessories. We buy, sell, and trade all types of firearms. We specialize in custom-built rifles and fully equipped setup hunting rifles. Silencer shop power dealer with kiosk. Factory trained and certified Cerakote applicator. We handle all types of firearms transfers as well as NFA weapon deals. Our focus is on you and delivering one-of-a-kind products. Embrace your freedom at Northwoods Firearms in Crandon.
Your personal information gets exposed so often, it might as well be hanging in a museum. Everyday activities like online shopping, banking, and even data breaches may expose your information and make it dangerously easy to have your identity stolen. No wonder there's a new victim every 3 seconds.
Someone stole my information and tried to buy a car in my name. Felt really devastating, frightened, because I had no control.
And the ways identity thieves can steal and use your information are constantly evolving.
Someone used my information to open up bank accounts in my name. It was terrifying, not knowing what was out there and what had been opened.
Watching your accounts or monitoring your credit may not be enough, but protecting your identity can be easy with LifeLock, a leader in identity theft protection. LifeLock monitors threats to your identity, and if an issue is detected, sends you an alert.
It was a big yes or a big no button. I clicked that's not me, and LifeLock took it from there.
If you are a victim of identity theft, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it.
If something happens, you have somebody fighting for you. I don't know what I would have done without my restoration specialist.
And you'll be covered by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds, personal expenses, and coverage for lawyers and experts if needed.
With the $1 Million Protection Package, I know LifeLock has me covered.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity, but now it's easy to help protect yourself.
I realized identity theft can happen to anybody, so that's why I signed up for LifeLock.
Join the millions of people already protected by LifeLock, and for a limited time, save 25% with promo code 25TV. LifeLock. Identity theft protection starts here.
Call 1-800-951-7218
or go to lifelock.com/25TV and use promo code 25TV to save 25% on your first year of identity theft protection. Enroll now.
This is a little bit old news, but over the weekend I was kind of heartbroken that they had to cancel a lot of snowmobile rentals, especially in the Eagle River area. So I'm hoping this snow will do them well and maybe have them reopen the next week.
Yeah, lots of groomers are out now. They do need some more snow. We got that layer of ice followed by some snow, and now it's some more ice out there. We'll get some more snow tomorrow, but it's not really ever going to be a big snow event for us. But whatever falls, though, will stick because temperatures the rest of the